Alright guys, Bitcoin is seeing a rejection at a very important trendline area of resistance. But right now, it just hit some very important levels. Let me show you exactly what's happening. So as I told you in yesterday's video, Bitcoin hit that major resistance trendline and got rejected. And that's exactly why I closed my longs fully. We entered those much lower, and at that point the risk to reward just wasn't there anymore, so closing them made the most sense. Since then, Bitcoin retraced around 4.5% from the highs. And what you're going to see right here is that at the highs we had a bearish divergence forming on the 4-hour MACD, higher highs on the price, but lower highs on the MACD, and an even bigger one on the 6-hour MACD with same exact setup. So Bitcoin had every reason to push to the downside from that level, and that's exactly what we got. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at some very important levels. What you're going to see is that Bitcoin just swept this liquidity level that was left behind during the last push to the upside. And if we take the fib retracement and drag it from the bottom to the top of the push up, you're going to see that the golden pocket lines up almost exactly with that liquidity level. So we have the golden pocket and the liquidity level sitting right on top of each other. That's definitely a very important support area. And right here, at this exact level, Bitcoin is now forming bullish divergences on multiple time frames. On the 1 hour, we have a hidden bullish divergence. Higher lows on price, but lower lows on the MACD. If we zoom out to the 2 hour, same thing. Higher low on price, lower low on the MACD. And if we zoom out a little more to the 4 hour, again, the same exact setup. So think about what's happening right here. We went from bearish divergences on multiple time frames at the highs with a clean rejection from a crucial resistance level. And now we are trading at a very important support zone with multiple bullish divergences stacking up. That's definitely some kind of a bullish sign, and in my opinion, there is a good chance Bitcoin sees a push slightly higher from around this area. And of course, we have to take a look at the liquidation heat map. What you're going to see on the 3-day chart is that since Bitcoin got rejected, shorters stacked a huge amount of liquidations right above the recent high. And if we zoom out to the 1-week chart, there's still a lot of liquidations sitting there, even slightly more than yesterday. At the biggest liquidation level, we now have around 200 million in shorts at risk. So that liquidity is still sitting there waiting to get grabbed. And let's not forget that tomorrow is Monday. If we pull up this chart right here, what you're going to see is that Bitcoin in 2026 has on average been bearish over the weekends and bullish going into Monday. And Monday has by far the highest returns of any day of the week. And that lines up perfectly with everything else we just talked about. The support level, the bullish divergences, the liquidations above, and now the most bullish day of the week coming up. And on top of that, Bitcoin has a CME close from this week at $77,500. And as we've been talking about, Bitcoin is currently trading lower, which means we now have an unfilled CME gap sitting right above us. And as you know, more than 90% of CME gaps do get filled, especially if the price difference is smaller. So that is another reason to expect Bitcoin to push higher from here and fill that gap. And before I continue with something very important, I would really appreciate it if you guys are finding this helpful to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss the next one. Alright, let's get back to the video. Now if Bitcoin does push to the upside from here, there are a few very important levels I'm watching. The first one is this liquidity level at the recent high at around $78.3 thousand US. And just slightly above that, we have the daily level at $78,650 US, which Bitcoin almost reached on that last push up, but not just yet. And that is the area where I'm looking to fire a brand new short position if it gets offered and Bitcoin is reacting to it. And a little higher than that, we also have this liquidity level at $79.3 thousand US, which lines up with the 1-to-1 target of the fib extension from this entire move up. So a few important levels sitting above. To sum everything up, Bitcoin is trading at a very important support zone with bullish divergences forming on multiple time frames. The CME gap above waiting to get filled, nearly 200 million in short liquidations stacked above, and the most bullish day of the week coming up tomorrow. So in my opinion, there is definitely some gas for Bitcoin to push slightly higher again from around here. So that's where we are. I closed my longs at the top, now waiting patiently for Bitcoin to offer that short setup higher up. As always, this is not financial advice and manage your risk. Let me know in the comments what you guys think and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.